Module 7, Riding is One. Riding with mind, body, and soul. Our topic in this module is choosing, again, the right exercise and the correct workspace. Learning objective. Our basic learning objective today is to take all that you've learned and apply it to the riding exercise. This exercise is actually not about riding. It's part of my pre-flight, my own designed pre-flight. And this exercise is called the pick-me-up, my pick-me-up. So before we even get on, I want to check everything to make sure it's working correctly. And everything to me is the horse's mind and the horse's soul. When you get the horse's mind and their heart, their body will follow. We already talked a little bit about that in the previous module, module number 6, about creating a mindset of ease, a discipline of focus, the relationship where the horse wants to be with you. It's all part of associative learning, learning by association. So my pick-me-up. Everything you've been learning, again, in the previous modules, and including this module, is part of my pre-flight. Pre-flight originates from pre-flight checklist used by pilots. I refer to it as a process of confirming that everything is in order and correct for riding safely and in true partnership. So now we want to see how the horse shows up. And unfortunately, so many of our horses have had bad riding experiences or bad training, and they don't always want to come to the mounting block or stand still when you put your foot in the stirrup. For this exercise and for my method specifically, we're going to be asking for the pickup. So I'm not looking to put my foot in a stirrup. I want to see how well your horse shows up at the mounting block. Because this could be the rock or the tree stump or the picnic table or the fence, anything you need to get back on that horse. And I want that horse to come get you. I don't want you to have to make it happen. Be fighting with that horse's mind when the mind is somewhere else. Please know that my goal for you is to develop a tuned-in, observant, and trained eye. This level of trained eye is going to not only help you see the many subtle signs and expressions your horse shares, it's going to assist in teaching you to see what happens before it happens. What happens before it happens? Thus prevent accidents. So while you're going to be able to see Lovey show up very well and do everything she can to make it easy for me to get on her back, that's just to show you what's possible. I want you to have an idea of what you're working towards, because not every horse is going to show up like this. And we will have other modules in problem-solving strategies and exercises to help with all of this, to help. But right now, this specific course, course number 1, is really about awareness and opening your mind up to all the possibilities, as well as redirecting you to something possibly better. As you watch this video, this technique or exercise I'm going to be working on with Lovey, my pick-me-up, please pay attention to the subtle qualities of ease, calm, connection in Lovey. How many times does Lovey do the following before I bring her to the mounting block, as well as when we get to the mounting block? How does she show up? So the 3 things I want you to observe is how we get to the mounting block. Not once we're at the mounting block, but how is she while we are approaching the mounting block? This is the subtlety I want to train you at. Because if your horse doesn't look like Lovey when you approach the mounting block, you're not going to be getting on. I wouldn't allow you to get on as a student. So the 3 qualities, so to speak, that we're going to be looking for is Lovey hooked onto me? Is she joined with me? Is she with me? Meaning I'm not pulling her. I'm not begging her. I'm not dragging her. Is she connected to me? Or is she looking somewhere else? Is she ahead of me? Is she away from me? I have no problem with that. That was a lovely rub. Does she look at me? Literally, is she connected to me? Or is she off somewhere else, worried about something else, preoccupied? This is so important to this work. It's everything. And the third is when I go to get on, how does she show up? Does she lean into me, envelop me? Or does she stand over here away from me? Or does she stand up against me? Giving me permission to mount. That is key. Lovey needs a lot of this work. She needs a lot of quieting of the mind. God love her. It'll come with maturity and a lot of this consistency. So before I show you the pick-me-up exercise and I show you what happens as we approach the mounting block before I get on, that's the key. What happens before it happens, training your eye to catch the subtleties. I want you to write this down. Write down what you've observed already with Lovey. Take the downloadable PDF that accompanies this module, all the modules, the Try This cheat sheet with you when you go out to practice this with your horse. Take it with you. All right, so I'm going to put the halter on Lovey, rope halter. And as she slips her nose in beautifully, I'm going to walk her away. We're going to walk away. So I want the camera to pan in on me and Lovey. So I'm walking with some purpose, a little bit energy. I'm asking Lovey to walk with energy because there's purpose. I'm making my way. How's my horse showing up? Is she with me? Is she relaxed? And how does she show up at the mounting block? So what you want to look at and look for right now is how connected she is. Connected meaning her mind is on me, she's sharing her heart with me, her body is with me. And she's offering for me to get on. I didn't ask her, as you can see. She's getting as close as she can to allow me to get on her back. It doesn't get any better than that. Well, it can actually. She could really close in and wrap herself around me. So I'm going to look at her. Yep, my eye with her eye and connect. Thank you, baby. And I'm going to ask her to take a little bit more of a step. I'm going to look at her front feet and ask her just to come up a foot. That's all I wanted. Bring around. Let's see how well she'll wrap. So I don't care where she is around this mounting block as long as she's with me. Her body is with me. It's close. Her mind is with me. She keeps looking in, touching, connecting with me. So if I want it to be a little bit better than this, there she just stepped into me. So this is her heart chakra. We'll be talking more about all the chakras later. If I want her to be even closer to me, I'll bring up my energy a little bit. So I'm going to do that right now. Now this is all energy. Whoops. Energy and intention. As you see, I'm not using anything but me right now. I'm not using any tools except my body and my breathing and my mind. Thank you. Isn't that beautiful? Doesn't get any better than that. Doesn't get any better than that. And then she'll turn around and touch me. So when I go to get on, which is not what I'm asking you to do, this is not about mounting. This is about how your horse shows up on your way to the mounting block and how they show up at the mounting block for the pick-me-up. That if I go to get on, nothing should change, right? Nothing's changed. I'm the same person. She's the same horse until I ask her to do something different. And that's the way it should be. because that's the mind, that's the relationship I want to take in to my ride. Thank you. Thank you, love. May you always be one with your horse.